Hello, it's James. The Infinity Gauntlet set hasn't even dropped on this side of the Atlantic yet, and already the spoiler machine for the Dark Phoenix saga has cranked into action. Yesterday, DMArmada brought you a bunch of spoilers courtesy of House Rules Games, and then Wizkids on their Facebook page dropped this little bombshell. You've got Deathbird, Vulcan, another Dark Phoenix, Gladiator and Lilandra, and Deacon, or is it Deacon? A big thanks to Joe for posting this link in Discord and also for pointing out that Wizkids have now, on their online ordering website, got the draft packs up for pre-order, and we'll have a little look at the blurry pictures of those later. I thought I'd make a little video showing you the new stuff, and then I thought, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well pull together all of the old stuff as well, because some of it we haven't seen for quite some time. So I've gone through and grabbed all the stuff from DMArmada and also from the BritRoller 6 blog, and also the stuff from Wizkids themselves, and I put it all together in alphabetical order for you, okay? If you've seen all of this before, you might want to scoot through to the letter D, I think, because that's where the new 6 come in. And then at the end of the video, we're going to have a quick look, as I say, at Wizkids' blurry pictures of the marketing material that you can see on the screen at the moment. Without further ado then, let's crack on. So first up, we're going to have a look at the two basic actions that have been released. The first one is Mutant Research Program. If you have at least 2 active Founder character dice, draw and roll 3 dice. Otherwise, draw and roll a die. This was on Stephen's video just yesterday, so I won't labour the point. Founder is a new keyword which is referenced by other cards. I think it doesn't do much in itself, but as you will see, other cards say if you have a Founder active, or if you have, in this case, 2 active Founder character dice. Next up, we have Rally, which in fact we've just seen in the Infinity Gauntlet set. It's a welcome return to a lovely card and a nice bit of art. That's all the basic actions that we've seen. These beast ones were from the BritRoller 6 blog. This one, as you can see, has Founder. It says, while Beast is active when a character die with Founder attacks, prep a die from your bag. Nice. And the rare is next, also has Founder. When Beast attacks, prep a die from your bag. The first Beast die you purchase each game costs 1 extra. Since it only costs 2, that's not a bad deal, I reckon. Next up is Bishop. Opposing effects can't cause Bishop to be re-rolled or cause you to spin a Bishop die up or down. So it's good against Becky, but is it any good against Rare Spider-Man? I'm not so sure. Let me know what you think in the comments. Then we have another Bishop. The uncommon, although it looks a bit blue. If you spend this die as energy to field a character die, add this die to your prep area. Okay, so if you miss him, you can use him as energy and then roll him again next time. Maybe, okay. Next we have Blink, the rare Blink, Warp Portals. While Blink is active, once per turn, when your opponent uses a global ability, you may pay a mask and a life to cancel that global ability. She costs 4 and you've got to get her in the field, but that could be useful at some critical moments. Then we have Cyclops, Founder. This is the common. While Cyclops is active, when you field a character die with Founder, deal 2 damage to target character die. Not bad. 5 cost. Moving on. Now we have Dark Phoenix, Malevolent. Dark Phoenix costs 1 less to purchase if your opponent has an X-Man character on their team. When fielded, KO target character die. If it's an X-Man character die, deal your opponent 4 damage. Okay. And the global is pay a bolt and KO one of your character dice. The next die you purchase this turn costs 2 less to a minimum of 1. So it's the old Blue Eyes White Dragon global, which is also to be found on the first new card, which is Dark Phoenix Uncommon. She says, when fielded, KO target Shi'ar or X-Man character die. When Dark Phoenix attacks, deal 2 damage to your opponent. And it has the same global. Nice bit of damage, bit of removal. Cost 6. Could be interesting. Moving on, we have the third Dark Phoenix. The rare, when an opposing character die damages Dark Phoenix, she deals that much damage to each opponent. And with the same Blue Eyes White Dragon global again. That can be manipulated with things like Force Attack and Force Block globals, so that could be pretty nasty. Okay, next up we have Deadpool, number 1 draft pick. If this game is in the draft format, at the start of the game, pick a card on your team. That card costs 1 less to purchase this game to a minimum of 1. As it says, very good in draft. Then we have Deathbird. This is the second new card, as you can see by the slightly obliterated corner. It's a 2-cost shield, which looks to have pretty decent fielding costs, 0, 0, and 1. And it's got Deadly, as well as the Shi'ar affiliation. Nice. Then we have Deacon, another new one. And I'll give a shout out actually to Sao Alba, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, whose eagle eyes interpreted this a lot better than my old man's eyes. But we think it says something like, while Deacon is active, if you take combat damage, we're guessing, you may use an action die from perhaps another player's or that player's, maybe, because there isn't too much room there. So presumably from the other player's used pile. There's a little bit of shenanigan potential there. And he's got fairly decent stats for a 4-cost. Okay, let's move on. Then we have Gladiator. This is also new, in fact. And it was at the front of the picture, so it doesn't get anything obscured. It's got Overcrush, and it says, when Lilandra is KO'd, put a loyalty counter, new keyword, loyalty counter, on Gladiator's card. Loyalty counters, in brackets it says, give a character die +1 attack and +1 defense. So a bit like experience in Dungeons and Dragons. Could be interesting. And he has got the fairly horrific global, pay a fist. When you attack, target character die can't be the target of action dice or global abilities until end of turn. So that's the old Doom Caliber Knight global, which sets up some pretty nasty aggressive teams. I think that global is shared on the rare, which we'd already seen, and the rare is otherwise blank. And then we have Iceman, Mr. Nice Guy. He's got Founder and Energize. Double target character dies printed attack until end of turn. Always like a bit of doubling. Never going to complain about that. While Iceman is active, your sidekick dice get +1 attack. Was just talking about flying sidekicks yesterday. I like that. That could be fun. Okay, moving on. We have Jean Grey, Marvel Girl, Founder. While Jean Grey is active, your opponents must pay 1 extra to use a global ability. So that's a bit like Oracle and Pip the Troll. She has better defense stats than Pip the Troll, but she also has gross fielding costs. Luckily, her secondary ability says, while you have a different X-Man character die in your field zone, Jean Grey is free to field. She costs 5, but that's pretty good. And maybe you can trigger some good Founder-related effects as well. Next, we have Jubilee, X-Men Field Leader. I think this has been talked about quite a lot. It's a super rare, and it is super good. While Jubilee is active, when you field a character die, she deals 1 damage to your opponent and 1 damage to target character die, which could be yours or your opponent's. It's a nice bit of art as well, and it's effectively a reprint of the Human Torch, Johnny Storm. That's strong. There will be teams built around that. Okay. Next up is Lilandra. This one's been seen before. It's just a global. Pay a shield once per turn. If you have purchased a character die this turn, you may draw a die from your bag and add it to your prep area. Sounds a bit like the old Robin global, the promo Robin global, I think. Then we have a new one, which doesn't have the global, and we can't quite see all of the text of, but it's probably something like, while Lilandra is active, if one of your character dice attacks and is unblocked, re-roll them after, we guess, damage is dealt. If they land on a character face, presumably, put them in your prep area instead of your, we imagine, used pile or indeed transition area. So that's going to, she's a 6 cost to be fair, but that's going to encourage you to attack and then attack again and then attack again and then attack again. Okay, Lilandra, rare, pretty cool. Madelyne Pryor, Aspiring, says, while Madelyne Pryor is active, if an opponent draws an extra die during their clear and draw step, prep 2 dice from your bag. Ooh, there's quite a lot of these things which respond to your opponent drawing more than the normal number of dice. Okay, that could be useful. And she's a 3-cost mask with pretty decent fielding. Okay, well, I can see that getting some play. Magneto, Founder of the Brotherhood. This is probably the common. The stripe looks a bit weird. While Magneto is active, when one of your, I guess that's Brotherhood of Mutants, character dice is KO'd, KO target opposing character die. I think Laurier mentioned was it on Facebook, that this is a little bit like sort of vigilante justice. a little bit harder to set up, and he does cost 6, but the ability to, if you've got the Blue Eyes White Dragon stroke Dark Phoenix global, and you can KO your characters on demand, that means you can KO the opponent's characters on demand, so that could be pretty strong. And the global is pay a mask once per turn during your turn. If you have no dice in your prep area, you may draw a die and place it in your prep area. So that is the Villainous Pact global, but for the first time on a character card instead of a basic action. Could be very useful, that, I reckon. Okay, next we have another Magneto. This is the uncommon. I think this came from the very earliest spoiler. This is where we first saw this Villainous Pact global. While Magneto is active, your Brotherhood of Mutants character dice can only be blocked by 2 or more character dice. Ooh, it's a little bit like Kang, isn't it? He's also got Team Watch, which I guess triggers when you field a Brotherhood of Mutants die. While he's active, you prep a die from your bag. And it has the same global as the common. Nice. Always like a bit of Magneto. Moving swiftly on, we have Master Mold, which is so strong. One might also almost think it's an April Fool's joke, but apparently it's not. When fielded, when Master Mold attacks, or when Master Mold is KO'd, place a Sentinel token with 5 attack and 5 defense into the field zone. So every time Master Mold does anything at all, you create a nice chunky token. That's going to see some play. Next up we have Mystique, 2-cost mask. 2-cost masks are always attractive. 2-cost anything really, could be useful. While Wolverine is active, Mystique gets +2 attack. Well, her attack's not great, so okay. And the global is pay 2 masks. Target character die can't block this turn if it shares a team affiliation with a character card on your team. Don't think we've seen that before. I reckon somebody will be able to abuse that, but 2 masks is a bit steep. Next, we have Phoenix Firepower. Nice bit of art. It says, when fielded, deal 3 damage to target character die and the Energize, which is when you roll it to a double energy side. The Energizes deal 2 damage to target character die or player. Not a bad effect, but it does cost 6. Okay, next we have Professor X, Uncanny Leadership. When fielded, I think it's the common, but that could be the rare. No, maybe it's the rare, because I think the common's somewhere else. We'll see later. When fielded, spin an opposing die to its single energy face. Well, we've had quite a lot of those effects in Infinity Gauntlet, and they came on cheaper dice, so maybe not. What about the secondary effect? Energize, move an X-Men die from your use pile to your prep area. It's alright. 6 cost. You know how I feel about 6 costs. And he looks like he's got a bad cold as well. Moving on. We've got Vulcan. Is this a new one? Yeah, it's a new one, because you can see you've got that strip of the other card on it. It's blank apart from the global, which appears to be a force attack global. Pay a fist. Target character die must attack this turn, we assume, and it's not limited to once a turn. So it's a bit like the Black Widow global from Avengers Infinity, except it's not limited. So we almost have a full set of unlimited force attack globals. We're just missing, what are we missing? Shield, but that would be weird to have a force attack shield, I guess. Okay, that's Vulcan. And I think that is all that have been spoiled so far. Please let me know in the comments if I've missed anything. Before I go today, I did promise that we would have a quick look at the Wizkids website, and we can find out about some more characters that are in the set, although I think, to be honest, we're going to struggle to read their text in any meaningful way. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to switch over to my browser window, and you can see the Wizkids online shop, and it's got the draft pack displayed there, and it's a beauty, quite frankly. And if I can find my cursor, white on a white background, never easy, we get a slightly different angle like that. Ooh, see some dice there. Make of that what you will. And we can see the back of the pack, which we'll have a close look at in a minute. And we can see, ooh, exciting stuff. Okay, let's have a quick look at the back of the pack. Looks like this. We've got, I think that's the common Professor X, so I guess the other one was the rare. I'm not even going to try and read that text. And the Deathbird common we've already seen, and the Vulcan common we've already seen. So nothing hugely exciting there. But the other picture is a bit more interesting. We have an uncommon Professor X. We have a common Jubilee. So we knew about those already. But Forge is a character that I haven't seen a spoiler for. Moira. Haven't seen that one either. There's another... No, there's the same Dark Phoenix we've already seen. We've got a Ronan the Accuser, and then very excitingly, at least for me, we've got a Supreme Intelligence, the rare, which costs 12. 12, okay, I like it. I don't know what it says, but it better be good. And then we got another Dark Phoenix that we've seen before. And then if we scroll down or flip to the next page, we have the Deadpool that we've seen, Kitty Pryde we haven't seen, Blob we haven't seen, and that Bishop we have. And the 3 basic action cards at the bottom we haven't seen. We've got a Return of Arch Nemesis. Oh, you've got to love some Arch Nemesis. Have a look in the team builder, the Dice Coalition team builder, if you don't know what that does. That's great. And we've got a new one called Making the Team, and another new one called Explosion. Anything called Explosion surely must be a good thing. Okay, thank you very much indeed for your time. I hope that's been somewhat interesting and educational for you. If you have any better guesses as to what the text says, or if you have any questions or any comments or corrections, please let me know in the comments. Thank you once again to DMArmada, to BritRoller6, to House Rules Gaming, and to Wizkids themselves for putting these things out. I will gather everything together and put it on the DM United website in the next few days, so that people who prefer to see these things in a static way can do so. Please do go and check out the website, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.